Hey everybody, it's me, and I got Dozer on the couch here with me. And it's a jammy vlog because I've been fighting a migraine now. This is like day 2, and I'm over it. But I saw a pain specialist yesterday, not for the migraine. And I just wanted to let you guys know how it went and what is gonna come down the line. But first, a little explanation as to why I needed to see a pain specialist. So, this summer will be 7 years ago that I got pneumonia in my left lung really, really bad, to the point where it actually blocked off a section of my lung called the lingula. And so the lingula then collapsed because no air could get to it. And it was the most horrendously painful thing that I have ever experienced in my life. I mean, seriously, it was terrible. Like, I could barely move. It was just, seriously, I don't know how my neighbors at the time didn't call the police thinking that I was like being raped or murdered, because it hurt so bad that I couldn't stop crying. And every time I was like trying to get stuff together to go to the hospital, and I lived alone at the time, so it was just me. And just this, if I heard those sounds coming from my neighbor's place, I would have at least gone over to check on them. But anyway, so I spent 5 days in the hospital with that, and then a total of 3 weeks on 4 or 5 different antibiotics. Like, it was insane. My mom had to come and stay with me to help me out. And yeah, it was nuts. So ever since then, that spot it was never right afterward. It would start to kind of ache a little bit whenever I started getting sick. And so eventually I just learned to, recognize that as a sign that it was time to go on antibiotics. It saved me, actually, that kind of early warning system saved me from ever getting that sick with pneumonia again. But it did cause quite a bit of scar tissue in the lingula, and that makes it harder for me to clear out phlegm from that area. So I have gotten pneumonia a couple other times just because there's crud stuck in there that's hard to get out. And but fortunately it's never gotten as bad as it did that first time. Well, then last summer, when I got bronchitis really, really bad, it collapsed again. It wasn't as severe as the first time. It didn't hurt as bad, and I didn't end up having to spend any time in the hospital. I was on IV antibiotics, but it never stopped hurting after that. So we're going on a year now that I've had this like constant pain, and most of the time it's tolerable. It's just kind of there, like an ache. But there are other times where it gets so bad that, again, like, I can barely move. It's disturbed my sleep because I can't get into a comfortable position where it doesn't hurt and feel like I'm being stabbed. And I've gone to the emergency room a couple times because it's hurt so bad that I thought it was collapsed again. And it never was, except for, the first time that kicked this all off. So, I talked to my ACF doctor about it, of course, and we've tried different things. He tried doing a bronchoscopy to actually go in there and try to, like, clean it out, but, like, you can only go so deep. with that because, of course, your airways get smaller the deeper in you go. And so he just couldn't get deep enough to really get in there and clean it out as much as he would have liked. I've been on several courses of IV antibiotics since last summer, and that hasn't really helped. I've, all kinds of, switched up some of my medications. That hasn't done it. Like, nothing, we tried all kinds of things, and nothing is dealing with this pain. And so I asked to see I asked for a referral to a pain specialist because it's, even though the pain most of the time isn't that bad and I can ignore it, it does still make some things difficult. Like exercise is difficult. If I overdo it, it really starts to hurt. When I'm driving, like if I twist to like check my blind spot to change lanes, sometimes that really hurts. Like I said, sometimes it's prevented me from sleeping because it hurts so bad, and I can't get up into a position where I'm comfortable. And then I get the flare-ups where it's just absolutely intolerable, and I end up going to the emergency room. And I don't need to be sitting in the emergency room. They're filthy. And I could pick up who knows what there. So I saw the pain specialist yesterday, and I really liked him. And the pain clinic that I went to, I really like the way that they have it set up. So I saw an attending physician, which if you don't speak medicalese, an attending is like a senior physician. They've gone through all of their schooling, picked their specialty, been trained in their specialty, and they're like the top of the top. So I saw the attending yesterday, and he went over all my symptoms, what we've tried, all this stuff, and he said that this unfortunately is not something that there's just no easy fix. There's nothing he can give me that's gonna make it go away, which I didn't expect that. I mean, I know it's here to stay. I understand that, but and I told him that too. I was like, I don't expect a miracle. I know it's always gonna be a problem for me, but it just needs to be better. Unfortunately, there's not any one thing that he can do or any medication that he can give me that is going to be, just magical and just take care of it. It's going to take trial and error to figure out something or a combination of things that are going to make this a little more, bearable for me. So they have it set up in their clinic where they have a bunch of different specialists all under this same umbrella. So they have like naturopaths, and they have pain psychologists, and they have physical therapists, and they all work together as a team to coordinate and help people deal with their chronic pain, which I think is awesome, because, not everyone knows everything. And so somebody on the team, might have an idea that somebody else may not have thought of, or, just because it's outside of their specialty or whatever. So I really like that concept that they all work together as a team. They're all in the same building. No matter who I see on the team, my attending doctor that I saw yesterday is going to be kept informed about everything that's being tried and everyone I'm seeing. And so it's a really good setup. And so next week I am meeting with one of the team members whose entire job is to coordinate things between the different specialists. And so we're going to kind of sit down and come up with a game plan of where to kind of start and what to start with, and kind of, you know, come up with some ideas, make a checklist, and, you know, I can start seeing different specialists after that, and then we can start trying, you know, medications or therapies or whatever it ends up being. So I think that's really cool. I definitely am interested in at least talking to the naturopath. What can that possibly hurt? And they might have some ideas that could be very helpful to me. I'll probably also, you know, talk to a pain psychologist. Again, what's that gonna hurt? They might have some good ideas for coping mechanisms. You know, so I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what happens and hopefully figuring out a solution and a plan. And because narcotics just, they're not a good idea chronically. They generally don't give people narcotics on a chronic basis unless it's for palliative care, like for a terminal cancer patient or something. And I don't want to be taking narcotics every day or even, you know, a few times a week. The only time I think narcotics are even appropriate in my situation is when I have those acute flare-ups where it's just so bad that, like I said, it's debilitating and I can't move and I can't get comfortable and just, I'm in abject misery. And the doctor agreed with me that, you know, for those acute flare-ups, narcotics are appropriate in those situations. But on a chronic basis, it is absolutely not a good idea. So I'm really glad that, you know, we see eye to eye on things. And I think he was kind of felt a little relieved when I said that I understood that he can't make it go away. It's always going to be a problem. But, you know, I'm just really glad that he's willing to try to help me, because I've actually had other pain specialists in the past just completely write me off. Like, not even see me and just say, I can't do anything for you. And, for anybody who experiences chronic pain, you know how depressing and exhausting, frustrating it is. And then to have a specialist whose entire job is to help people manage their pain say, there's nothing I can do, you just have to live with it, is just so, I mean, I can't think of a worse thing that a physician could say to somebody who is in chronic pain. It's horrible. It interferes with your life. It interferes with your happiness. Like I said, it's very depressing to be in pain all the time. Nobody wants to be in pain all the time. And so, I'm really glad that he didn't write me off, and he wants to help me figure this out. And, it sounds like he's not gonna give up on it easily, which is wonderful, because I'm not gonna give up on it. I refuse to live my life in misery. It is just not an option. And I don't think anybody should settle for that. And I know it's frustrating when you go to doctor after doctor after doctor and nothing seems to be helping, or they just say they can't do anything for you. Believe me, I know I've dealt with that for different issues my entire life. I know how horrible that is. But please, for anybody out there dealing with something, whether it's pain or, just any condition, and you're struggling to find quality care and a doctor who will listen to you and a doctor who will help you, just please don't give up. I know it's easy, and I understand, like, there's been times where I've gotten so down and so frustrated by it that I just kind of go into a depression for a couple of months and I don't do anything about it. But then, eventually I come out of that and I say, okay, this person couldn't or wouldn't help me, but that doesn't mean there's not somebody out there who can. So I know how hard that is, but please don't give up trying to get the help that you need. It's out there, and you just have to be persistent and don't take no for an answer. So yeah, that's why I ended up at the pain clinic, and I'm just very relieved that there's going to be a plan, and we're going to see it through, and we're going to try as much as it takes until a solution is found. That is a huge emotional and psychological weight lifted off of me to know that, I'm getting help now, and that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm now close enough that I can see it. So that's what happened. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what the future holds as far as this goes, and I will keep you guys updated. So, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day and a great week. And if you celebrate Easter, I hope that it is going to be a lot of fun and you guys are just able to have a good time with friends or family or whatever you do, however you celebrate. So I will see you guys next time, and I promise the next video is going to be a little happier. Not that this one was terrible, because I am hopeful and optimistic and feeling really positive about it. But there, like I said, there also is the darker side to any sort of chronic illness, but especially I think pain. So yeah, stay strong. You can do this. If anybody wants to talk to me about it, please feel free to contact me. I will leave my social media information in the description box. You can contact me that way, follow me, whatever you want to do. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Again, love you. Bye.